Betances, a New Yorker through and through.
Really a failed starter in the Yankee system. Just couldn't get it together, and then out of desperation, they put him in the bullpen, and he found his place.
I remember going to see him pitch at his high school with Cesar Prescott, our area scout, and it was like, oh, this has a chance to be really good. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's got a chance to be really good.
I saw Dellin at a workout here. He stood out for me. I grabbed their scouting director, said, who is this guy? They told me who he was, very raw. I told him, without any uncertainty, you're drafting this guy and we're signing him.
You know, for me, lanky, you know, 6'7", probably 200 pounds, soaking wet. You know, just tall, lanky, hard thrower. A little erratic, but, you know, intimidating pitcher, I guess.
You saw a ceiling and you saw potential in him that was exciting, and then the fact that he was a New York City kid makes it even a better story for us.
So when the draft came around, I'd say probably from the second round on, I was all in Damon Oppenheimer's ear about Betances, and he would say, he's going to be there, he's going to be there, he's going to be there, I'll get him later, I'll get him later. And I'm like, don't lose him.
Damon Oppenheimer did not lose Dellin Betances. In the 8th round of the 2006 draft, the Yankees selected the local kid. After he passed on a scholarship to Vanderbilt, Betances immediately began his ascent up the minor league ladder. He became a member of the Killer Bees, a trio of Yankees pitching prospects who were projected to dominate the American League. And over the next few years, Betances would rise to the top of the Yankees prospect list as one of the best pitchers in the system and one of the best pitching prospects in baseball.
You know, I still remember one of our best scouts, Tim Naring, he said, I just saw the best pitching prospect in the entire game.
He had this big 6'7" frame, so you looked at this guy's durable. You know, he had a mid-90s fastball, he had a power curve. I mean, it looked like a guy that could be a potential front of the rotation type of guy.
5 years after he was drafted, Betances reached the major leagues. It appeared that the righty was on track to fulfill his potential, and 2012 was supposed to be his coming out party. But instead, he hit the biggest roadblock of his career. After a disastrous start to the season in AAA, the 24-year-old was demoted to AA and continued to sputter.
You know, it was hard for me. I had a good spring training in 2012, and I knew that I could be one of the first pitchers to get called up, and I think I put too much pressure on myself, and, you know, after a couple bad outings, I kind of let that get to me, and, you know, I wasn't able to get over that hump. You know, I was struggling. I was so close. You know, I think all that pressure that I put on myself led to struggles, and I wasn't able to overcome that, you know, I think that was the toughest part for me.
He sputtered when he got to AA and AAA. Had massive control issues, and so all of a sudden, you know, the shine on the prospect got dim.
When 2013 began, Betances was still stuck. With limited options and opportunities drying up, he needed a change to salvage his career. He was moved to the bullpen.
It was my call. Yeah, it was my call from the top to pull the plug on him. We had a lot of discussions. Finally, I just said, enough, let's put him in the bullpen, see what happens, because at that point, we were uncertain that he was going to have any major league career with the command issues that he was displaying.
I kind of just said, you know what, if this is going to be the quickest way for me to get up here, I'm going to, you know, just give it my all and try to learn as much as I can. And, you know, ultimately, that was the best decision that the organization made for me, and, you know, I kind of took it and ran with it.
I mean, just kind of an amazing metamorphosis. Fastball got harder, the curveball got more powerful, threw more strikes, didn't have to pace himself, didn't have to worry about the changeup, and the guy's been as unhittable as any reliever in baseball ever since.
I think right away I felt comfortable. I just felt like, you know, my stuff is there, I'm consistent, you know, I'm getting big strikeouts, I'm just throwing strikes, and I felt like, you know, I'm ready to make that next step.
The next step, something Betances had almost lost sight of. When spring training opened in 2014, a new Dellin took the mound. A new Dellin that was here to stay.
Well, you could just see he settled in a little bit, and the command was there, but as time went on and he got more appearances under his belt, he just became more sure of himself.
The biggest thing was proving myself to the big league coaching staff that I can do the job, and I know it wasn't going to be easy. Obviously, I was being judged on my previous years where I struggled, so I know I had to do the best I can to show them that I was ready to pitch here at the big league level.
8 years, 8 long years.
Number 68, Dellin Betances.
The name Dellin Betances was finally on the opening day roster. It was the culmination of a journey that had it all. Hype, injury, success, failure, redemption.
It took me a while to get up here, so when I received that news, I mean, it was a dream come true, obviously. I shared that with my family, and they were extremely happy. But at the same time, I wasn't just satisfied then. I knew I had to try to solidify a role, continue to work hard and just continue to prove myself each and every day, and that's the mindset that I had the whole year.
You saw everything come together, and the stuff really played up. As good as the stuff is, it still played up, and that's not an easy thing. And it says a lot about makeup and how he went about it and how hard he worked to get better.
For the last 3 years, Betances has been unthinkably good. From top prospect to failed starter to lights-out reliever, the tall, lanky kid from Brooklyn has done it all for the organization that believed in him all those years ago. And he's never forgotten where he's come from.
He just dominated. He just dominated. And, he's a humble guy. So now, a number of All-Star games later and stuff, he's still that humble guy.
He's made it a long way. Every step of the way, he's had to hit every level, and he made the journey and battled through injury, and he's been a class act the whole way through. You've never had a problem with Dellin.
I appreciate those struggles just because this game is hard itself, so you just got to learn that, not every day is going to be a great day. So I learned that, and, I'm able to go out there and not dwell on the bad and just try to be as good as I can on the next day.
He's a very well-known person throughout the country now because of who he is and what he does and who he does it for, which is the New York Yankees. And despite that, it just has not changed in any way, shape, or form. He's as humble as they come, and I appreciate that. That shows a lot about who his character is.
I couldn't have asked for more. I've been, blessed to be here wearing the pinstripes on a day-to-day basis, and, just being able to go out there and try to help the team win as much as I can. It's been special for me, and obviously now I'm just trying to help some of the young guys that are coming up and be kind of one of those leaders that, I looked up to when I first came up.
He earned it. He deserves it. We dreamed on it, and, you dream a lot on these guys throughout your system when you acquire them and sign them and develop them. And in most cases, the dreams don't come true. So it's triply exciting for the ones when it does come true.
It's hard for me to think about some of the struggles that I've had just because of the things that I've been able to do the last couple of years. But at the same time, I understand that I got to continue to work hard and, just continue to be the best I can be and, hopefully bring a championship here in New York.
You can see more Yankees on demand and Yankees scoreboard content by clicking here. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right there.